new year, but certain things never change in Indian cricket.
Siddharth, you have a googly, yaar.
There
First
is
up.
Wait.
No
What I'm
juicy
saying
up volleys at the start of the year. Googly after googly after googly.
No, the googly
And
has
you've
got,
been bowled over.
no. There are 3 different words for that googly.
Hmm.
Chaos,
Stupid,
confusion.
stupid.
No, chaos, confusion, pandemonium,
There's
pressure,
there is pandemonium, pressure, and
chaos, confusion.
panic.
Or is
Panic.
it a tiring sameness?
No, this can't be same, boss. This can't be the same because see, every test match when you look at it in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, we have always seen some or the other thing which is dominating the narrative. Okay, Brisbane something was been dominated in, especially the long gaps. You had pink ball in the build up to Adelaide. Okay, Brisbane. Okay, there wasn't much of a turnaround period. You had something of a media gate in Melbourne, right from Virat Kohli leaving in the airport all the way until the last day of the Boxing Day Test match. Here, you're getting suspense after suspense after suspense because the day began with a press conference. Normally, one day before the press conference, captains come. Australia lived by the script. The captain came.
But we were told today not to live by the tradition.
Tradition, matlab parampara, pratishtha, anushasan, all gone.
So forget pratishtha, anushasan,
Parampara.
prashansa. You should remember prashansa.
Prashansa. Why? What is the prashansa in this?
But there at the moment there's only one guy getting all the prashansa, and for all the prashansa that he's been getting, he may be the first person that you see in an Indian kit tomorrow.
See. Let us
That is what
just
people are saying.
let us just make one thing very clear here. Okay, in this dugout, we have just said that Rohit Sharma.
What have you written, Siddharth? I don't know.
Rohit Sharma, the suspense is there over his inclusion in the playing 11. But on record, at this point in time, we are saying 100% not confirmed. Okay. Let us be very honest about it. It is not confirmed whether Rohit Sharma is there. Because see, why these reports are doing the round is the Indian Express report that came, number 1. Number 2, Gautam Gambhir in the press conference stated that we will take a call on the playing 11 only after we see the pitch and then the toss.
He also said that Rohit Sharma is fine, everything is fine.
Exactly.
Two things over there. Two things that everyone needs to understand in case you missed out on everything that was happening early in the morning, and it was early hours for India. Let's try and put things into perspective. Now, what usually happens, and the word tradition was used by Gautam Gambhir, who came for today's press conference. Now, as we've seen all along in this series, and as has been the thing, in the build-up to a major test match, you mostly see, or rather even if you're playing in India, you will see the Indian captain, whosoever it has been in the past or whosoever it's been over the course of the last few weeks as well. If there was no Rohit Sharma, it was Jasprit Bumrah who was doing all the talk with the media, and once Rohit Sharma was back, it was him doing all these duties. Now today what happened on the eve of the test match, this comes in the backdrop of there being reports of rift in the Indian team. There were about certain reports suggesting that Rohit Sharma should not be included in the side anymore. His numbers, we know that very well. So what happened this morning is, at the press conference, it was Gautam Gambhir who showed up. That's when what Gulati told you was then said by Gautam Gambhir when that question was asked that traditionally, sir, we're used to seeing the Indian captain, but it's you. To that he said, Rohit's absolutely fine, and as long as the head coach is over here, it shouldn't be a problem.
It's enough.
It's enough. There's no tradition over here or anything like that. That's number one. Number two, you need to understand one thing. So that was just one thing though. The one thing or one aberration. The aberration number one was Rohit not turning up for the press conference. Aberration number two, or inkling number two, to suggest all these reports that Rohit may not be walking out for toss tomorrow. There was a pointed question. It was as pointed a question as they get, and the question was simple, straightforward, and very, very lucid. Is Rohit Sharma going to be starting?
The playing 11. The playing 11 question.
The playing 11 question.
Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
To which Gautam Gambhir said, we will decide the playing 11 tomorrow. He could have given a straightforward answer that yes, Rohit's the captain of the side. Is that even a question? We've seen Indian cricketers at time fire back at reporters. Multiple times we've seen that in the past.
It is.
Today was perhaps one such day where You could have shot back, but Gautam Gambhir, the coach, did not. Instead, he said that we will take a call on the playing 11 tomorrow. Now that word or those few words from Gautam Gambhir is what gives steam to all of this.
Has snowballed, basically.
And now it has snowballed to this report that now Siddharth was earlier talking about, the Indian Express report that everyone is talking about. However, let's reiterate, but we will spend time talking about what this could mean in the Indian dressing room. Is this even the right call in the midst of the series? If Rohit Sharma indeed is not to play, we must reiterate here, we don't know. We don't know if Rohit Sharma is playing or not playing tomorrow.
Because see, as far as the dressing room rift is concerned, okay, Gambhir was asked this question twice in the press conference. You can hear that press conference. It's been there on Sports Today for the past 6-7 hours. You can check it out. Nothing's been edited. Nothing's been done in that. It's pure, raw, the footage that has come. Twice the question was asked. Gambhir very angrily, if you look at it, very frustratingly dismissed it, saying that I am not obliged to answer to dressing room rifts report. I'm not obliged to answer a report.
And then he played them down.
He played down. He rubbished it. Let's be very honest, he rubbished it. However, looking at Indian cricket dynamics, I cannot remember the last time when a captain, okay, agreed, he's been in terrible form. A captain was dropped when the series is going on. I can't remember any other such instance.
Captains have chosen to call it quits.
That's a different thing.
MS Dhoni being the latest example to do that.
He retired on his own.
Exactly. Anil Kumble as well, I believe.
Kumble, yes, in the middle of the BGT in 2008. Delhi.
Correct.
He announced his
Exactly.
retirement at that point. But that was a retirement.
But that was a personal decision, not a
Yes.
team decision. Now, this, as is being reported right now, could become the first ever instance in Indian cricket that a reigning captain was dropped in the middle of the series.
But again, these are a 7-letter word called reports.
I don't know, why is it even a discussion, to be very honest? I know that, we do have to deliberate on this fact or of the reports that are actually doing the rounds on social media and on other, media platforms. I think these reports, they are very much, synonymous to the tiring sameness that is there associated with the Indian cricket team. And that is sources in the
Know of things.
Know of things, to be very honest. I have a very strong feeling about it that whatever is really going on, I think it's not the first time that you are seeing it, and definitely not the last time you're reading it. This has happened in the past also, whether it was, the Virat Kohli and the Ravi Shastri era. Before that, it was the MS Dhoni, Duncan Fletcher era when Ravi Shastri took over as the
Gulati,
director of coach.
I think it's the first. It's a first of sorts or one of a kind. Because for the first time there is chatter about a captain being dropped in the midst of the series. I don't remember in the Kohli Shastri era if there was any talk about Kohli being dropped. Was there
Never.
ever?
No, I get that. The chatter around the captain is probably for the first time in the
Perhaps though, if we were
Yeah.
to go back to early 2000s, we to talk about Ganguly and Chappell. That time, I think, once Chappell had made his opinions very, very clear, I think that could be the only time. Siddharth, do you recall?
See, in 2005, I remember in the Zimbabwe tour,
yeah.
okay, there was a rift between Chappell and Ganguly over his fitness and form issue. Okay?
Correct.
When Ganguly was told to go back to domestic
Yeah.
and brush up on his skills, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he was dropped in the series.
So I'll tell you one thing. See, there was also a tri-series, I think, including Sri Lanka, and I think there was one more team that had taken place
South
at
Africa.
that time. I can't remember the other team. I think it was the debut of Suresh Raina, if I'm not wrong. Saurav Ganguly had returned midway during the tri-series, but then the only thing that happened throughout the series was that Rahul Dravid was the captain at the beginning of the series, and Rahul Dravid was the captain at the end of the series, despite Saurav Ganguly returning.
I think it
to
was
the team.
India, Sri Lanka, West Indies, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
and it was primarily because of the fact that Ganguly wanted the team to continue to have basically the continuity of a captain. But as far as a captain being dropped in the middle of a series and all the chatter around it is concerned, I think that's probably for the first time. But what I'm saying is that what I really mean here is that all the reports and all the things that are actually doing the rounds, I think this is nothing new. This has been the case that is associated with the Indian team for years now, and probably Siddharth, can relate to it a lot better than maybe both of us, because he has been, probably covering cricket more than us now.
Just
That's
on
the
the
thing.
Ganguly Chapel thing, there was a spat that erupted, and this is September 2005.
Yeah. India,
Ganguly
Zimbabwe.
decided to go public with his dismay at Chapel's suggestion during the match that he stepped down from captaincy.
Yeah, he stepped down from it.
Yeah.
And Dravid was cast into that.
But suggestions.
Yeah. Okay, now, see, this time the credibility factor, many people want to make it high. Again, I reiterate, I'll be reiterating it again and again. We at Sports Today, Rohit Sharma is going to be dropped. We are not saying with certainty. It is still reports. That's why we have termed it a suspense.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, okay?
Yeah.
But this time the credibility factor seems to be high for 4 to 5 reasons. Reason number 1, Rohit is not in form. Period. Reason number 2, in this entire period of 7 test matches that we have seen, the one test match where Rohit was not the captain, India won that test match.
Okay.
Okay, that was Perth. Reason number 2. Reason number 3, whatever is happening, tactics wise, selection wise, we have seen it in Adelaide, we have seen it in Melbourne, we have seen it in Brisbane. The team is not on the same page. Let's be very, very brutally honest about it. The team
You
are
mean
not on
the
same-
team management and the captain?
Yes.
Or the selectors?
Team
the coach and the
management-
captain as a unit.
coach captain. Coach captain.
Coach captain aren't on the same page.
Aren't on the same page. Gambhir is begrudgingly signing the team sheet, but it's Rohit's selection. Okay. Number 4. Today in practice, Rohit had very light intensity training. Batting also was casual. He was talking more with Jasprit Bumrah. Okay. Even in the slip cordon, if you have
He's
to
the
look at
last
it-
one to enter as well, I heard.
Yes.
And didn't practice in the slip cordon.
Didn't practice much, the slip cordon.
How can something
Reason
that
number
be anything
5.
to go by?
Reason number 5.
It's
okay.
an optional practice
Actually,
session.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Actually, what
Yeah.
we've seen is this. At least he turned up.
He turned
in the past, we've seen Indian players not turn up at all for optional.
Exactly.
But
practice.
reason number 5, why couldn't Gambhir have stated the obvious that yes, Rohit will captain? The one change you have is Akashdeep not in place
You know,
of.
that actually is a giveaway. If you ask me, if I'm looking at reports, and it's for the life of me, I can't, I won't buy the fact that the Indian team is not privy to what's happening in terms of news reporting. And now the Australian media, as I was checking prior to Dugout as well, the Australian media has also started to quote many of these reports, especially the latest Indian Express reports of that.
Yeah.
They've been quoting everything that's so. What I'm saying is that the Indian team right now is very well aware. Gautam Gambhir, prior to entering the press conference room, was aware as to what's being reported. There were whale jibes at times. There was a direct message too at times in that press conference. There was a clear message when it came to performance and seniority. That is taken care of. The message has been sent across to the seniors that you retain your place in the side only if you perform.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Clear message. We need not take names over here who the seniors are. Right?
And also in the natural game bit also.
The natural game is well, because there's only one player who's been associated with the natural games as of now. The message has gone clear to
Rishabh.
3 to 4 people now. Right?
It's clearly a jab at
So
one
the
particular
3 seniors
individual.
plus Rishabh Pant, 4 people, the message has already gone to.
Yep.
Now, the other message that has come from Gautam Gambhir, knowing all of this, he sent across messages. Knowing what has been reported in the Indian and Australian media for the last 48 hours now, had one shot at dousing things and making sure that the atmosphere in the team or in the dressing room is hunky-dory. However, he chooses not to do that. The biggest headline in all of this is Rohit Sharma being asked to step down. Rohit Sharma probably having played his last test match. Rohit Sharma being dropped is the biggest headline out there that is being reported. He had one chance to shoot it down. But what does he do? He doesn't do that.
Puts petrol.
Now you do that, and he's actually, if you ask me, he's actually added fuel to fire. Now, if you ask me, I'm not expecting Rohit Sharma to walk out tomorrow.
If you ask me, I don't think Gautam Gambhir probably did anything wrong. Or maybe let's just, not get into the fact that whether someone was right or wrong. I think sometimes when all these reports, they do the rounds, you all know that more or less, sometimes there is some truth around it. Sometimes there obviously, isn't really the case. So maybe as a human also sometimes you would really want to think that why should I even entertain such kind of reports when we know that something is very much clear within our team management. We know, you know, what kind of 11 we want to field. We know what's going to be
I
the
also am
team.
reminded.
Why should you even react to it? That's
also,
the point.
I'm also reminded of this time that Virat Kohli was asked by one of the journalists or indicated if Rohit Sharma should be dropped. And Virat Kohli wasn't amused by that and said, "You'll drop a Rohit Sharma?" You remember that?
2021 T20 World Cup.
Got a little edgy over there, Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
Will you really drop a Rohit Sharma? What do you say? That's the kind of reaction you got from. So again, if it was that direct, if it was that straightforward, if there was really nothing happening, the Indian head coach could have reacted in a different way, I felt. Because the question, Siddharth, was pointed.
Yeah.
There was no ifs and buts or anything vague about the question. The question was as direct as it could get.
Yep. You see, but then, okay, let's take another bit of this, okay? Should it be surprising?
You're saying should it be surprising?
Should it be surprising that Rohit Sharma doesn't come out in Sydney? Suppose, again, yet again, it is only supposing, okay? If Rohit Sharma is, I'll add one more thing before I come to the bit, okay?
Yeah.
If Rohit Sharma doesn't get a game in Sydney, if his test career is over.
Yeah.
His test career is over because he will turn 39 on April 2025, he'll turn 39. He's not getting younger. Okay. Now, on top of this, okay, you are expecting him to play in Lords, supposing, for the test series which begins against England. Looking at the form that he's in, okay, just on form alone, he doesn't deserve a place. But then what you are saying, oh, he's the captain, he can't be dropped. Is this precedent now being ripped apart to shreds? Okay. Rohit, if he's dropped, his test career is over. Okay. That's
I agree.
the future.
Yeah, agree.
Number one, on current form, should it be surprising that Rohit Sharma doesn't step out in Sydney?
No, it
Because
shouldn't
he's
be
the
surprising.
captain, he's the captain. Oh, how dare we drop a captain in the middle? As I asked, the first question. When did we ever see a captain of a team being dropped in the course of the series?
You know, if you are to avoid any sort of fissures, if you are to avoid any sort of rumblings in the team, the one way the team needs to look at it is the way that they sort of built up to the Perth test.
Yeah.
Knowing that Rohit Sharma is not going to be there. So you got to just, in your heads, try and turn the narrative around and not look at it Rohit Sharma being dropped. If I'm looking at performing
But
well
that
as a
is
unit.
a different example, Harshit.
No, I'm saying you need to tell yourself right now that let's consider Rohit's not available.
It
This is
isn't
what you need
easy.
to.
You know
Yeah, but
why?
it's what I'm saying is very difficult.
Because I'll tell you, even that example is slightly off color. Why I say it. After Monkey Gate, India were in a siege mentality. So that's why the team was united.
Yeah.
What is the key word that I use here?
United.
United. But in Sydney 2025, you lost very gallingly in Melbourne. Okay.
Are you saying that because there are now reports that there is somebody called a Mr. Fix-It? There are multiple people with captaining ambitions.
Ambitions.
How can a team be united?
Is that the reason?
Partly.
Okay.
Because how can a team be united when your head coach has given you a dressing down? Right?
No,
you
but
have
the head coach. Is that to say the head coach can't give a dressing down?
You know what happened when one head coach gave a very strict dressing down. You know what happened in the
Yes.
Indian cricket circle.
Hap-
It was Anil Kumble. Okay? He was a hard disciplinarian, a taskmaster. But what happened? His tenure lasted barely a year.
No, but then should we stop hiring head coaches or then mute them when it comes to crushing the fields?
What did I say about the Indian cricket team mentality at this point in time because of the superstar culture? The prima donnaism that is there.
No, but see, I understand if there is a misunderstanding or if they are butting heads over philosophical reasons, ideological reasons. That's completely fine to have disagreements when it comes to, let's say, match tactics. I get that. But you can't be,
Because you
you
know,
can't be acting all hurt and all or taking too much offense of the head coach. It's his duty to set things in order.
But duty here is small in
And
comparison.
you need to keep your image and reputation on your, if there is any ego at all of that aside.
But you know, Harshit and Siddharth, the problem in the Indian cricket circle is duty is smaller when compared to players' ego. I'll tell you why. After the end of the Melbourne test, January 1, we ran the reports that yes, Gambhir gave the team a total dressing down. Bahut ho gaya. The
Yeah,
bahut ho
I've
gaya
had
thing.
enough. Yeah.
I've had enough. Okay. That happened.
Yeah.
snowballing later into Gambhir coming for the first time in the press conference in the BGT. Okay, after 2 months he's coming for the press conference.
My only point.
Now after
go on.
that,
Yeah.
he's rubbished everything. Of course, obviously, officially he has to rubbish everything.
Yeah.
But he doesn't name one particular player in the playing 11. We'll take a call on the playing 11. Okay, when he was very openly saying Akashdeep is injured, so someone else will come in. Okay,
Easier thing to do.
easier thing. So the snowball was thrown on Jan 1. It's cascaded into a bigger one on Jan 2 because of this. Plus Rohit's form is not working. The Indian cricket team are down. Not out, but they are down. 2-1 down. They are not winning the series. They are, I don't know how they'll win in Sydney with this kind of a momentum. And I started the dugout with 3 things. Panic, pandemonium, chaos, confusion. 4 things rather.
Pressure.
5 things. So it is cascaded into something far more difficult, and the toxic working place of the Indian cricket team now is out in the open. It is a toxic working mentality that has enveloped the Indian team, and that is why coach, captain, seniors all are at loggerheads. All are at loggerheads. And what is the point of all these coming before 1 day before the test match? That needs to be answered at this stage. I'm only saying Rohit not coming out to the SCG shouldn't be surprising at all, because his future anyway is on thin ice. 100% if he doesn't get picked, if his test career is over.
Yeah.
You're looking at the last few minutes, if you may say, of Rohit Sharma's test career. Because unless he's Benjamin Button, I can't see him coming back into the test team. There are other players who are waiting. There is a Shubman Gill who practiced well. There is a Shubman Gill who really put in the hard yards, so he might come in.
No, let's not get into the details of the practice session. We have been seeing, throughout the 5 test matches,
Sure.
Kohli was at his best. He was leaving all those outside off deliveries. So I'm not going to get, much into it.
Right.
Devdutt Padikkal was India's, best batter ahead of the Perth test in the practice session. Sarfaraz Khan, he looked completely out of sorts.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Fair enough.
believing in all the details. My only point here is that this is not the first time that all of this is happening as far as the Indian cricket is concerned. Yes, this is the first time that we are talking about a captain possibly getting dropped ahead of an all-important test. My only point here is that even if Gambhir did not name Rohit Sharma as a confirmed participant for the SCG test, I don't think that, it means that Rohit Sharma will not play tomorrow.
True.
My only point is that sometimes I'll just try to put things into a context as far as a layman is concerned. Okay, let's just say there's a rumor that's doing the round about Harshit that's actually in a negative way, or let's say I'll not even take your name, about me. Okay, there's a chance that either I will address it in front of media,
Or you'll be
that
silent.
it's all false, or I can actually choose to not even say anything about it. I'm like, okay, you can think whatever you want to think. I don't care about it. I know everything is fine with me, within my team management. We know what we have decided, what's our playing 11 going to be, who is going to be our captain.
No, but
So let
Siddharth,
people
the
think
point
whatever
is,
they
if
want
I'm
to
expecting
think.
you at work tomorrow, let's say, if I'm expecting you at work tomorrow and I give you a call at night that Gulati, what time can I expect you tomorrow morning? Would you be telling me, okay, I'll tell you looking at how the weather is tomorrow morning, or looking at
Absolutely
what
not.
time the metro is flying?
Absolutely not.
See, is this going to be the reason for Rohit going AWOL after Sydney?
I'm not good with
Oh, you
short
don't know
forms.
the AWOL,
Sorry.
absent without leave.
Okay, I'm not good with short forms. Yeah.
AWOL,
Okay.
because see,
Yeah.
this is a very bad situation when you look at how, again, communication, boss. I credit this legacy of miscommunication, leaks and everything with our Thala. MS Dhoni. His handling of the media has been so secretive that you fostered this toxicity.
Now, once again, I think it's Thala for a reason. Time is 7:09, 9 plus 7, 16, 6 plus 1, 7.
I chose the moment. Because see, leaks, miscommunication, everything else, we in the media have become very easy targets. Oh, you are a paid PR, you are a paid journalist. All the lazy keyboard warriors who are out
But
there.
we get paid for our jobs.
We do get paid, but then you are peddling an agenda. Peddling an agenda for a particular player, the simplest, most laziest excuse that the keyboard warriors can give is because of what MS Dhoni has done from 2012 onwards.
No, but I want to know from you guys, so does 2 plus 2 make 4 for you or not? Given how things have panned out over the last 24 hours. So there's the media reports, on one side, and there's what Gautam Gambhir said in the press conference when he was point blank asked about Rohit Sharma in the 11. Does 2 and 2 make 4 for you or not? I've already made my point very clear. It does make a 4 for me, and I don't see Rohit Sharma starting given what we have at hand right now.
Literally 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But I don't think that I'm going to read too much into Gautam.
So it's
Gambhir's
not 4
press
for you
conference,
then?
yeah.
It's not 4 for
Yeah,
you then?
literally 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
But as far as what Gautam
For
Gambhir
practical
has said,
purposes, you feel?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to read much into what he has said. I think I'm basically going to be a little more optimistic about it rather than reading too much into the reports or whatever is actually going around. I have a feeling that Rohit Sharma will step out as India's captain tomorrow.
I am tempted to make it 2 plus 2 equals 4. Because the BGT is not over for you yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is the point. Had this been a 3-0, I would have said Harshit 2 plus 2 equals 4.
No, again, but then that also doesn't add up, na. When the BGT was 4-0, Dravid, Lakshman still played.
I'll just give you an example. Okay. My only point is that currently the BGT is 2-1, India are trailing, but you still have a chance to retain the BGT and make sure that Australia's wait prolongs.
You are effectively playing. So that the thing is, even from a tactical point of view, I'm saying, forget what's been reported and all. At the moment, does Rohit Sharma, the batter, give you any confidence?
No, he doesn't give me any confidence, but I'll just get back to the point that I'm saying. Okay, you're trailing 2-1. You know that Sydney is your last chance to draw level and at the very same time retain the BGT and prolong Australia's 10-year wait that has been there since 2014, 2015. If you drop Rohit Sharma tomorrow, I think it's going to be very harsh on him. If you're dropping him, you might as well drop a couple of other players too who are not really performing. So my point here is that the BGT is not yet lost. You still have a chance to retain the BGT. If you win the final test,
you will not have anything to react on then. I'm saying
That's
not
what
like
I'm saying.
you're secured of WTC qualification immediately or anything. All of that is now out of the window.
See, I'm
But
tempted.
still,
I'm tempted for 2 plus 2.
yeah.
I'm tempted for 2 plus 2 equals 4. Because one thing, the BGT is going to end on 7th January. It's not ended. Okay.
Yeah.
The problem though, which is making me sure 2 plus 2 is not 4 in this case is Rohit's own form.
Okay.
Rohit's own form, and because when Jasprit Bumrah captained in Perth, Rohit wasn't there, they won the test match. So I would say that, okay, if you give Jasprit Bumrah the captaincy now, okay, you have laid the base for the next WTC cycle also.
I am not going to go by the recency bias and hand Jasprit Bumrah the captaincy for the SCG test.
It is risky, I know, but then there is no
Yeah.
other option because Rohit's form has not helped
No,
matters.
but it's a no-brainer. If Rohit doesn't play, your captain is Jasprit Bumrah.
I get that.
But going forward, even I have my doubts because I don't see Jasprit Bumrah playing every test match that India play in
Plus
the
one.
next WTC cycle.
Plus
But
one.
again,
That's my only reservation.
Shubman Gill, he didn't play in Melbourne,
But
and you're
we're
touting
taking
him
the
as a captain
conversation
for the next
somewhere else,
WTC
Siddharth,
cycle.
as to who the
No,
next
we
captain
are
is.
not talking about it. A
So-
former Indian cricketer is talking about
I know,
it.
let's not get into all that. But the problem is, Rohit's own form is not meriting a place in the playing 11.
That's,
True,
yeah, that's true.
That's one, okay? Which is why 2 plus 2 equals 4. I'm not tempted to cement it because there are calls that, oh, Rohit gone, that means you had more depth into the batting. He batted at 6, didn't work. Batted as an opener, didn't work.
I think
He's gone up here when you look at batting.
things.
No, so we still don't have your answer. Is it 4 or not for you?
Looking at the way how Indian cricket has gone in the past, I'm saying 2 plus 2 equals 4.
So you're saying that it's going to
Jasprit
be a
Bumrah
different
walks
man
out.
who will step out for
Jasprit
a
Bumrah
toss.
walks out
Yes.
tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Jasprit Bumrah might be your captain. Okay. Rohit might sit out because again, let me reiterate the 7-letter word reports that Rohit Sharma could be dropped.
Yeah, well, we're saying it for the nth time now.
Yes.
And we
So
must-
let us not put this clip into out of context and just say, oh, these guys have already peddled an agenda that Rohit is out. No. Again, it's reports. Tomorrow-
he can play or he may not.
When we get the team sheet at 4:32 a.m. tomorrow, it could still read Rohit Sharma captain. It could still read, but then we don't
You
know.
actually, I have a feeling because you get these visuals right of the team practicing, warming up ahead of the toss. I think those visuals could also reveal
Lots.
See, we
A lot,
have
yeah.
actually discussed a lot throughout these 5 test matches in the last 1.5 months or so. We've discussed a lot about how a certain batter batted in the nets or how a certain bowler went about his business in the nets. And when you look at the on-field performances, things have been completely opposite. So just because Rohit Sharma didn't practice today, he wasn't at his full tilt, just had a bit of a throwdowns, wasn't there in the
I
slips.
think we
I'm
forgot
not going
to
to
mention
believe that.
One more thing I must mention here. Again, I will not look at too much into what happened today because it was an optional day. But since it's been mentioned already, might I also add that even yesterday, Rohit Sharma was the last to enter.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not trying to change your mind or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
putting
That's fine,
something
that's
out
fine.
that I got to know. Rohit Sharma was the last to enter yesterday as well.
And there's nothing to be read in between it.
Yeah,
The
agreed.
point here is that you have been practicing for the BGT for all the test matches for far too long now. It's been a tiring tour. So if a player does not really come out to practice or comes as the last person at the ground to practice, I think it doesn't mean anything.
I mean, see, India have not helped themselves, okay, because of their very, very opaque communication and all these kind of things. India have not helped themselves, okay.
That's a point.
You're heading into the test match with chaos, panic, confusion, and everybody's mental strength is now down because of the way how you lost Melbourne, okay. The crushing realization that you will not win a series in Australia now after winning in 2 will be galling if you are the best team in the world. But I was very surprised with Gambhir's point that the situation is under control. Okay, I know that he said it under a facade. That situation is under
And
control.
we have a good chance to draw the BGT 2-2.
No. If you had asked me before that we would be in a position where we could draw the BGT 2-2,
We would be happy about it.
we'd be happy about it. Really? Is that the defeatist mentality that you have been chosen for? The defeatist mentality was out in the open in Brisbane because you had a very 80s, 90s kind of thing. Oh, we avoided the follow on. Let's celebrate. But now, you are the holders of the BGT for 10 years. We would be kicking ourselves by saying, oh, damn, we lost a chance to win a series in Australia.
Yeah, but obviously, that
With the
disappointment.
power, star power that you've got.
That's going to be the disappointment within the dressing room. No doubts about that. That India have missed a golden chance to win the BGT for third time in a row in Australia.
You know what would have happened? The generational transition that we're talking about, it would have very well flipped to Australia. Because
Exactly.
3-1, I've lost the BGT. I'm not even making the WTC final. My crown is gone. What is the future for so many stalwarts? They'll be like, okay, Ashes is our last, or maybe this series is our last. Australia are very ruthless in that
Smith,
sense.
Khwaja, Mitch Marsh.
Mitch
Mitch
Marsh.
Stark for that
Exactly.
matter. Yeah.
Now, what we have done in Melbourne is presented on a golden platter. The final nail on the coffin is on certain seniors. The final nail on the coffin for India's chances rests in Sydney, which I don't think will happen because even the weather forecast, looking at the way how this Indian team is mentally in the space, I'm giving it them very little chance to win in Sydney. That's the worst part about it.
I said it even prior to what's panned out today.
Yep.
I don't see India winning.
But the problem is, see, Rohit, I don't think he's coming for one simple reason. The visuals and maybe the quotes were just far too obvious. And I think in 2025, this Indian cricket team might want to change certain precedents. Okay? Maybe. But Gulati, even you could be right. Maybe Rohit does come out.
I have believed a lot in the visuals in the last 1.5 months or so. I have, come in the morning shift, done those, practice packages and all that stuff. I'm not going to read much into it. I'm going to, stay true to my word.
दूध
Rohit
का
Sharma-
जला जब ये कहते हैं तो
Yeah.
छाछ भी फूक फूक के पीता है. That is the thing with
Once
Gulati.
bitten, twice
For
shy.
me, Rohit
Yes.
Sharma walks out, and if he does, obviously tomorrow, I think it's going to be for the final time as far as an Indian test team is concerned. As far as playing tests for India is concerned.
That's a big
If
thing.
that happens.
That is a big. So, two of us believe Rohit is not playing. You are only sticking your neck out and saying he is playing. Okay, but then supposing if Rohit doesn't play, okay, Gill will come back. Who are you? What's your playing 11 before we take comments then for Sydney?
Let's, I think, go by the typing out thing.
Typing out thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Pawan, can you just do that very quickly? Okay, so that then we can then take comments then at this stage. So,
So one change then. Are we looking at a second change?
Because our correspondent in Sydney had a very interesting take. Because even Dhruv Jurel was batting for quite a long time. Okay. So, we all agree that Yashasvi will be there, isn't it? Yashasvi makes it into our team hands down. Okay. So, Jaiswal. KL then, this is without Rohit.
Yeah.
Okay. KL Rahul will then open.
Okay.
Isn't it? And then same, KL will open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
KL opens.
Gill will be at 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Gill will be at 3. This is all without Rohit then. Okay. So Gill is at number 3 for all of
No,
us.
but for Gulati, we'll have to put Rohit, na?
Right.
As an opener.
So Gill doesn't stay yet. Right. Gill doesn't make it into your team and KL continues to bat at number 3. A position where he's not had that good a record.
Okay, so for me, Rohit Sharma bats at number 3. KL
Rohit
opens.
at 3.
Yes, Jaiswal and KL open. See, it was a foolish mistake by India to, change KL Rahul's batting position once again. He has been, one of your best batters in the series. I would really want him at the top of the order, and just to make sure that, that continuity remains, that was the case in the first 3 test matches. I would want KL to open and have Rohit Sharma at number 3.
Virat Pant, there is no doubts
Yeah,
about that.
absolutely.
I think at number 6 then I will keep a Jurel.
Okay.
Because he'll play as a pure batter. Pant is your keeper, Jurel is your pure batter.
Okay.
There is no way on earth that you're dropping a Nitish Reddy. Okay.
Okay.
So my number 7 is Nitish.
So you're dropping Washi.
No. Washi will play.
You're dropping a fast bowler.
Because 2 spinners have to play at Sydney.
Of course
I'm
they
dropping
have
Akashdeep isn't in. Okay.
So just Jasprit Bumrah doing the toil.
And Mohammad Siraj / Prasidh. I'm playing Nitish Reddy as my third pacer.
Is Sydney spinning from day 1?
It will spin from day 2 and 3.
Absolutely. It
Not day
will.
1.
It will spin from day 2.
Day 2.
Yeah.
Day
It
2
should,
onwards.
it should spin from day 2. MCG was turning from day 1.
Because first change,
Really?
then Siddharth, with this 11, the one that you're going with, you'll need your spinners are coming on come the 9th, 10th over.
No, I mean, see, I've got 3 pacers.
Of course, how many overs do you expect the two of them to hold? 4 each, 5 each at best?
You can't drop a Reddy. That's the problem. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
drop
So
a
your
Nitish
first, change,
Reddy.
your first change is a Reddy at one end and a Washi at the other.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. See, I picked Jadeja and Washi. Okay. So Akashdeep remove because for me Washi plays.
Okay.
And
let's-
Bumrah Siraj or Siraj / Prasidh or / Harshit.
So you are basically going with 2 seamers.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
fine.
now my batting is so low on confidence, I have to pack with 9 and I have to play 2 spinners. You're not, and all the 3 that I mentioned, Nitish, Washington, and Jaddu, all did well in Melbourne.
Pawan?
Okay. So I'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sundar.
Sundar, Sundar. Sundar.
Yeah. So I'll go with. My number 6 is going to be Dhruv Jurel.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Number 7, Nitish Reddy.
Right.
And Washi at 8.
Washi at 8. Okay. Jaddu at 9.
Oh, sorry. Jadeja at 8. Washi at 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And
Bumrah
then,
Siraj.
no. I go with Bumrah and Prasidh Krishna. I'm going to leave out Siraj.
Siraj. Okay.
Yeah.
Was tempted, but I don't think it's happening because India want to win. That's why. Prasidh DIH. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Harshit.
Okay. So Jaiswal, KL for me are the perfect openers for India. Gill at 3, Virat at 4, Pant at 5, Rohit, because I'm not expecting him to be there. I don't expect him to feature at number 6. So Rohit goes out and Jadeja, Reddy get moved up.
Akashdeep isn't in because he's got a bad back. He's missing. That's the one confirmation.
Yeah.
That's right. I am going to include a Jurel this time.
Okay. At 6.
Yes.
Jurel at 6.
Jurel at 6.
Okay.
Jadeja, Reddy stay for me. Akashdeep goes out. He anyway didn't. He's not going to be starting. And then Washi comes in over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Bumrah Siraj.
Bumrah Siraj. So
Okay.
yes, because see, it has become easier for us to figure out what is the playing 11 with Rohit's absence. If it was Rohit in the team, then you have to continue to make those tough decisions. Leave Gill out because Rohit and Gill can't play. in the same team. They can't, because your 3 guys who did well in the Melbourne Test match, you are not dropping any of them. You aren't dropping a Jaddu, you aren't dropping a Reddy, you aren't dropping a Sundar.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And Sundar and Jadeja, the one place where you'll play 2 spinners is Sydney. So that is why they will have to play. I'm biting a very bitter pill and making Nitish Reddy my 3rd pacer. That is the only way I'm getting 5
That's
bowlers.
fine. We'll have to get used to it now.
Because how else?
Yeah.
If you drop a Reddy, it will be far, far more.
But I think
unfair.
you're a pacer short. If you ask me, I
are.
think Australia are playing with 3 pacers for sure.
Of course.
Yeah,
They have got
absolutely.
+1 in Bo Webster, but Bo Webster can also
Seam
turn
bowling
out to be
all
a spinner and a off spinner also. He can bowl off
Correct.
spin. Australia, that's why they've got a settled combination. They need not worry. They're all conditioned bowlers who can wrap up in every situation. For example, Lyon will do well in Sydney. Hazelwood, Cummins and all can do very well anywhere. Boland also has got a great record in Sydney.
I just pray to God, given the 11s that we are going with,
Yeah.
which mostly was just 2 pacers and a 3rd pacer is Reddy. I
Nitish
hope
Reddy.
India are batting first.
Well, let's see. Because the problem is day 1, 2, 3, 4, it's good. Day 5, that's the problem. Day 5 is a problem. Yeah. And this pitch won't crumble as much as Melbourne or thing has done. It's always a flat deck. That's the thing. So, yep. Do you agree with our playing 11s? Just give us a shout out then. Okay. Let's take a couple of super chat. YV. Oh, no, long time. Normal cells that avoid senescence and attempt immortality often become a very big disease which eventually harms the body itself. If you know, you know. Not so much high on the medical terms, YV, but I think I know where you are coming from.
Yeah, I think the reference is to players who
It is
he
like the
feels
Michael Clark,
who-
Shane Watson time.
who've overspent time in the team
Correct.
now.
Yep.
And that's now plaguing the team is what I think YV means over here.
YV, yep. But Rakesh Bhushan is saying, why GG waited 6 months? Why did it take an article in a particular paper for the Pandora box to be opened? Was it a planted or a leaked article? Who has benefited by leaking it? Who is Mr. Fix-It? Why is he eager to set things right now? There are so many
I'm
questions.
not even going to read much into all of this.
Because I'll tell you what, Rakesh Bhushan, this is why our field has become so complicated. It is because the Indian cricket team and the Indian cricket management like to stay in a bubble. And you have all these
it is-
intermediaries together.
It
in that
is,
sense.
and you know, Rakesh, we unfortunately none of us are that connected at the moment to give you, you know, details about who Mr. Fix-It is or even have any inkling right now.
Yep.
However, what I can tell you is this is all a result of the opacity
Yes.
that the BCCI now likes practicing. Opacity now is a function of the BCCI. It is how it operates, and it is how I don't see transparency being one of the words that is going to make an entry into the BCCI dictionary anytime soon. But opacity is here to stay.
Yep.
Yep.
And
it
this
will
is a result
continue.
of that.
Yeah. 12 years you've built up for it. Certain intermediaries have come in and ensured that, okay, we only control the narrative. Now all people who want honest answers will not get it because of this system. So Rakesh Bhushan, if you play good cricket, if he's emphasized, you don't need PR. MSD has stated that. Does he mean right now that VKRS are not playing well since they need PR? Ash too said a lot about PR. Again, I think we are reading too much into it.
Exactly. He just made a comment that if you play good cricket, you don't need much PR. That's it. End of discussion.
Which is why I think, look, but good PR and MS Dhoni saying it, kind of ironical, isn't it? But okay, that's his opinion on it. Danush is saying, Rohit hasn't achieved 30% of Virat as batter in test cricket. And that's why Virat is getting longer rope than Rohit in test, but still it's unfair.
Absolutely.
But it's, yeah,
Correct.
true. But what you're saying, Dhanush, is true.
Because Rohit as a batter in test cricket has woefully underwhelmed.
Yeah.
In the
From
Sena
20
countries in particular.
From 2019 until 2023, he did have a good
He had
time
a good
in test
spell,
cricket.
yeah.
But
In
then
fact, I would say from 21 to 23.
Yes, that England series. that's
England
it.
series, yeah.
But even that, see, we are reading too much in it because we expect Rohit Sharma to be greater. But barring that one England series, he's been woeful everywhere else.
Outside.
Outside.
Yeah.
He's been woeful in the Sena countries. I mean, South Africa, he's got a bad record. He's got a bad record in Australia. Now, see, the Australia record is also pretty bad. Let's make no bones about it.
Yeah.
So, New Zealand, he's not played much. He's played only 2. I think he didn't play in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. So, that way, he'll forever be remembered for being very underwhelming in the Sena.
But forever be remembered, if it is the case, as a very good ODI player. Whenever, or very good white ball player for that matter, not ODI. White ball player.
Yeah, 500s in T20Is here. It was the first time.
No mean task.
No mean task. And let's go down further, Pawan. No, I think there's more, right?
Yeah, we have taken it. Yeah.
No, I love mutton biryani.
I actually do.
I do love mutton biryani. Yep. No one, I love mutton biryani, saying no one, including all of you, gave India any chance. 2-2 and retaining BGT would be a good result. Oz drew in England 2-2 last 2 times celebrated, but no, I love mutton biryani.
I gave India a chance before the beginning of the BGT.
No, I love mutton biryani. The problem is, if you look at the situations that happened in 2019 and 2023, okay, in 2019, this Australian team took the lead despite a Ben Stokes masterclass in Leeds. It was 1-1, but the same Australian team bounced back and made 2-1. That time, yes, you were under a transition, you were under a captain who was not that well known in Tim Payne. That is why you celebrated like hell. But let me tell you, in the 2023 WTC, I love mutton biryani, it wasn't all that good because they somehow hung on by the skin of their teeth. Pat Cummins and the rest were jaded. They played 6 tests in England, yeah. No one has played that much in this modern era, as much as the Aussies did. They had a very, very, you may say, tiresome WTC final. Then 5 tests against an England side who were at their skin each and every time because of the fake narrative, the fake sympathy that they built over Johnny Bairstow. That's the reason. Sarthak Arya is
He has predicted India's 11. Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, Rishabh Pant, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Ravindra Jadeja, Washington Sundar, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna. He's not really sure about Pant though, which means that he's probably predicting that Dhruv Jurel could come in for
There was one more comment up, Pawan. There was one I think we missed.
No, Spidey is
Pant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dhruv Karunanidhan. Dhruv Karunanidhan. SCG less spinny now. ICT will go for pacer for Judd. So
I doubt.
He's saying that Jadeja might be replaced. But then, Dhruv, even in places which didn't aid that much of spin, they played 2 spinners. Yeah. The only thing is Washington and Dhruv Jurel may get more overs rather than what you got in Melbourne. So that's why that's the situation. Let's go down. Last comment, was it there something, Pawan?
Yeah, this should be
Pawan Holla. If
the
Rohit
last
not
one.
playing, this should be ideal 11 for Sydney Test. KL, Jaiswal, Sundar
I
at
really
3.
like Sundar at 3. I love it. I
Kohli,
really want that to happen.
Has he somewhere mentioned in no particular order?
No, I think he
No,
has.
I don't think it's in
Yeah,
any
yeah.
particular order. Kohli,
No,
Pant,
it is
Jurel.
in exactly the order how he wants it to be. So
Yeah.
KL, Jaiswal, Sundar at 3, Kohli at 4. So Gill still stays out, by the way,
Yeah.
from Pawan Ola's team.
Yep.
Then there's Pant at 5, Jurel at 6, Jadeja 7,
Reddy 8.
Reddy
Although I would
8.
put Reddy at 7 and Jadeja at 8.
So
You
there's
know,
no.
in yesterday, in one of my cricket groups, we were having this discussion as to what
You
could
know what?
pos-
Interesting though, one thing
Yeah.
with this, you get 3 pacers, proper 3
Yeah,
pacers.
exactly.
You get 2 spinners in Washi, but you're playing him out of position.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, yesterday in one of my cricket groups, we were having a discussion as to what could be India's possible 11 for the England tour. And I had Sundar at 3.
But you know the problem is, the problem isn't your bowling composition. It's your batting.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're doing that, Gulati, you don't see Gill making a comeback at all in the Indian
Exactly.
team then. I doubt. I think you pushed it
Boss,
too much. You
you're,
pushed it too much.
you're not picking Shubman Gill after what? He was unfairly dropped from Melbourne.
See, he did
No, his
feature
numbers are drying up, Siddharth.
that's
But he
the
looked
point.
good in Adelaide. He looked good in Perth. Which is why I'm saying, people who have looked better, but they still get dropped. But people, when you are looking at how poor a form they have been for 2-3 years, they deserve to be dropped far longer.
I think, just Pound, can you come absolute down, ekdam at the rock bottom? So Pratik says,
Priyanshu.
No, Pratik.
No, just go up,
Just
go
go-
up. Yeah.
Pratik Walimbe.
He says, you wake up tomorrow morning and India's score will be 23 for 4. I think the
See, that was the England series which I think about, 23 for 4.
No, but I think
I'll
where he's,
I'll see you much before that.
it is, I think where he's coming from is what happened in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened in Adelaide.
Exactly. Abhishek Rawat is like saying, brilliant gents, as everyone is creating buzz about Rohit gone. Who is Mr. Fix-It? We don't know. We will not speculate. And you guys are doing team analysis. Great work. Loved your show. And Sid sir, your Hindi voice is also
Thank
good.
you.
I heard you in podcast. Which podcast were you in?
I think no, I'm talking about the great work.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
I'm talking
much,
about
Abhishek
that.
Rawat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Balla Bol. I was honored to be part of that. So yes, keep up. Thank you. We will continue to strive hard for it. And Priyanshu, very mean Predict which slip Kohli will edge to.
Yeah.
No, that's unfair. See, I understand that Kohli has not been in good form. As I said, how the mighty fall. But maybe one final flourish for Kohli in the
No,
series.
let's just predict that he doesn't play in a shot towards
See,
the
in
offside
an
tomorrow.
ideal world, since you're looking at how things started, one of the things that you started with was Jasprit Bumrah leading the side. Now, going by reports, you're ending with that. You also started with a Virat Kohli 100. I hope you end with that. You started with a win. I hope you end with that.
That could happen. All three could happen. I mean, see, Virat also. But the problem is
Unwilling.
one day in Sydney's rain. And that is proper rain.
Final day.
1, 2, 3, 4 is fine.
87% chances of precipitation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Vaibhav Taragi is saying it's not an old Sydney deck anymore. There is good amount of grass binding in the pitch plus cloud cover throughout 5 days. 2 spinners would be risky. We should go with 4 pure pacers.
Oh, 4 pure paces,
no,
I don't
not
think
Sydney.
is a good decision at all.
Also, Priyanshu, I like what he says right towards the end. He says, Mr. Fix-It is a Jumla.
See, all these kind of terms and everything. If India don't win the BGT, they are out of the WTC final anyways.
Correct.
More chaos will erupt after January 8th. Okay. So this is the current situation. We are now less than 12 hours away from the start of the first test in 2025. In fact, 2 back-to-back tests are happening. One actually one test has already begun. Afghanistan, Zimbabwe. That's 2-6. Today it
Siddharth,
rained.
That's punishment for bowlers. That's no test match.
Oh man.
And I know
seriously.
it's been really punishment for them.
Bulwayo.
I know. But yep, tomorrow it is Australia versus India, the final test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Sydney Cricket Ground, 4:30 a.m. toss. 5 to 7 is the first session. 7:40 to 9:40 is the second session, followed by 10 to 12. In case you don't finish the overs on
12:30.
time, 12:30 extension. Okay. Rain not predicted for the first 4 days. 5th day there is rain.
And you know the one place that you need to come to join us live.
Yep.
For,
We will be doing a toss analysis tomorrow, but we will be there full strength for the post-match every single day.
Yes.
So that is why the one-stop destination where you need to be is Sports Today for all the updates on the BGT. One more final time. Can India make it 2-2? Gentlemen, what do you think? Can India make it 2-2 before we end the stream?
I think it's going to be a draw with Australia winning the BJT.
3-1.
Well, for the last 4 series, it's been 2-1. With the way how Sydney plays out, it could be 2-1 in Australia's favour. And I think India's bid in the WTC and in the BGTs. Because you need to win in Sydney.
So
That-
2-1 or 3-1?
I'm saying 2-1.
Or 2-2?
2-1. Australia, I think the test
It's
is
a
ending in
draw.
a draw. Okay. Because rain is predicted on day 5. That's why. And I think it will be too little time with the way how the pitch is. So remember the equation. If India win 2-2, Sri Lanka then need to win 2-0 versus Australia. But if Australia draw or win in Sydney, a draw means they need to win only 1 versus Sri Lanka. If they win Sydney, South Africa versus Australia, confirmed WTC final. India, draw, loss, game over for them in a WTC cycle. So for me, Harshit and Gulati, it is bye-bye, see you, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble your mother. And we'll see you tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. sharp.
Yep, stay safe guys and continue to enjoy the new year. Bye-bye.